Betrayed by her friend and her ex, she invented a fake marriage she just didn't expect the billionaire. The rain was hammering the cafe window when Mia Thompson saw the photos. Not just any photos. Her best friend of 15 years, Lauren, tangled in the sheets with Mia's fiancé of 4 years, Ethan. The worst part? The timestamp was 2 nights after Ethan had cried in Mia's arms, promising he'd never hurt her again. The betrayal hit her like a freight train. She couldn't breathe. The phone slipped from her hand and shattered on the floor, just like every promise they'd ever made her. That same night, drunk on cheap wine and pure rage, Mia did something insane. She posted on Instagram a blurry photo of a man's hand, some random stock image she found online, wearing a wedding band, her own fingers intertwined with his, a diamond the size of a small planet on her ring finger. Caption: married the love of my life today. Some things are worth keeping private until they're perfect. Forever starts now. She turned off her phone, cried herself to sleep, and woke up to 40,000 likes and a flood of messages asking who the mystery man was. Her fake marriage had gone viral overnight. First cliffhanger: 2 days later, while she was hiding in her tiny apartment drowning in ice cream and self-pity, someone knocked. Not a gentle knock. A rich person knock. 3 sharp, expensive raps that sounded like they cost money. She opened the door a crack and froze. Standing there in a charcoal suit that probably cost more than her yearly rent was Alexander Voss, 34, devastatingly handsome, and the most eligible billionaire on the East Coast. The man every tabloid wanted dead or naked, preferably both. And he was staring at her like she owed him something. "Mrs. Voss," he said calmly, holding up his phone with her Instagram post enlarged. "We need to talk about our marriage." Mia almost fainted. She tried to slam the door. He stuck his Italian leather shoe in the way. "5 minutes," he said. "Then I'll leave. But if you don't let me in, the press camped outside your building will have a field day with the headline, 'Billionaire's secret wife refuses to speak to husband.'" She let him in. Turns out, Alexander Voss had his own problem. A massive one. His dying grandfather, the man who built the Voss empire, had one final wish: to see his only grandson happily married before he passed. No marriage, no inheritance. The board would hand the company to Alexander's slimy cousin Damien, who'd run it into the ground in 6 months. Alexander had exactly 30 days left. He wasn't asking her to love him. He was offering her a deal. 1 year. Fake marriage. She'd get $5 million, a new identity away from the betrayal, and the chance to start over anywhere in the world. All she had to do was smile for the cameras, live in his penthouse, and convince a dying old man they were madly in love. Mia laughed in his face. Then cried. Then realized she had nothing left to lose. She said yes. Second cliffhanger: 3 weeks into the marriage, at the old man's 85th birthday gala, Mia, dressed in a gown that cost more than most people's houses, stood on Alexander's arm while the grandfather pulled her close and whispered, "You remind me so much of my Eleanor." She had the same fire in her eyes. "Promise me you'll take care of him when I'm gone." Mia's heart cracked open because in that moment she realized this wasn't just a transaction anymore. The old man was real. The love he had for his grandson was real. And somewhere along the line, pretending had started to feel dangerously honest. She looked across the room at Alexander watching her, something soft and terrified in his eyes she'd never seen before, and she knew, she was falling for a man who'd paid her to lie to him. But the lies weren't done stacking up. Because Ethan and Lauren weren't finished destroying her. They showed up at the Voss charity ball 6 months later, Ethan in a rented tux, Lauren dripping in fake confidence, claiming Mia had stolen Ethan's proposal idea, that she'd faked the marriage for clout, that she was a gold-digging fraud. The press ate it up. Headlines screamed. Old photos of Mia crying over Ethan resurfaced. The internet turned on her overnight. Alexander could have ended it. One phone call and his lawyers would bury them. Instead, he asked her what she wanted. For the first time in her life, Mia wanted revenge that didn't taste like poison. She walked straight up to Ethan and Lauren in front of every camera in the room. "You want the truth?" she said, voice steady. "Here it is. I was broken when I met Alexander. You both made sure of that. But he didn't fix me. He reminded me I was never the one who needed fixing. You were." Then she turned to the crowd, to Alexander, to the world watching. "I'm not ashamed of surviving you. I'm proud of it." The room went dead silent. Alexander crossed the floor in 4 strides, cupped her face, and kissed her like the world was on fire and she was the only water left on earth. That was the moment the fake marriage died. And the real one began. Third cliffhanger: a year later, the day the contract was supposed to end, Mia stood in the penthouse packing her bags. $5 million waited in her account. She was free. She could go anywhere. Be anyone. Alexander walked in holding a small velvet box. "I'm not good at this," he said, voice rough. "I was supposed to let you go today. That was the deal. But I can't." He dropped to one knee. "I don't want a year. I want every year. I want mornings when you steal the covers and nights when you cry at dog food commercials. I want the fights and the making up and the quiet Sundays where we don't speak because we don't have to. I want you, Mia. Not the idea of you. Not the contract. You." He opened the box. Inside was the same ring from her fake Instagram post, the one she'd chosen from a stock photo in a drunken rage. "I had it made the day after you said yes," he whispered. "Because even then, I think I knew." Mia stared at him through tears. "Ask me again," she said. "But this time, mean it." "Mia Thompson," he said, voice breaking, "will you marry me? For real this time? No contracts. No pretending. Just us." She tackled him to the floor before he finished the sentence. The last scene, 2 years later. A small wedding on the Amalfi coast. Just close friends, Alexander's grandfather, still fighting, still smiling, in the front row. Mia in a simple white dress, barefoot in the sand, laughing as Alexander spins her under the sunset. She looks straight into the camera, because yes, she started a YouTube channel telling her story, helping other women heal from betrayal, and says, "If you're watching this and you've been broken, lied to, left behind, listen to me. Your story isn't over. Sometimes the greatest love doesn't find you when you're looking for it. Sometimes it finds you when you've stopped believing you deserve it. And when it does, hold on. Hold on with everything you have." She smiles, tears shining. Hit that like button if you believe in second chances. Subscribe because there's so much more to this story. And never forget, you are not the betrayal. You are the comeback. The screen fades to black on their kiss as the waves crash behind them. And somewhere out there, a girl with a broken heart pauses the video, wipes her tears, and for the first time in months, starts to believe again.